Celebrating 30 years of phenomenal trend forecasting, 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. Here's Gerald Salenti with today's trends in the news.
Hi, this is Gerald Salenti. It's Friday, February 15th, 2019, and here are some of today's trends in the news. On the market front over there in Asia, everybody's down, but it's up in Europe and up in the USA. That's right, Dow up over 400 points, NASDAQ up, oil up, gold up, and Bitcoin, bleep. So what's going on? Dow jumps nearly 450 points, clinches 8 straight weekly gain. Stocks surged on Friday amid increasing hopes for U.S.-China trade deal. You know what that is.
That was bullshit.
You got it. Because the moves Friday come after the Dow and SPA fell on much weaker than forecast retail sales numbers. Data from the Commerce Department showed U.S. retail sales contracted by 1.2% in December, the largest monthly fall since 2009. So, what else? Well, industrial production for January fell 0.6%. Economists expected a 0.3% increase. So, why the markets go up? Nothing to do with China. It has to do with your trend alert. Your trend alert. U.S. recession and economic 9/11 postponed. Monetary methadone to boost growth. That's right. We did a 180 on our forecast of an economic 9/11. Why? Because on January 4th, 2019, Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, came out and said, quote, we would be patient, end quote, in raising interest rates, end quote. We're listening carefully with sensitivity to the message that the markets are sending. And then, on January 30th, Powell said, I want to see a need for further rate increases. Period, paragraph, end of the story. We made our forecast of an economic 9/11 back in September, the day before the S&P 500 peaked, on Powell's kind of hint that they were going to raise interest rates 3 to 4 times in 2019. And now it's a complete backtrack. And that's what trend forecasting is. Current events form future trends. You can't predict the future. There are too many wild cards. This guy did a complete 180, backtracked after Trump said they were crazy, this and that. And he's not alone. Over there in India, Modi, the prime minister, put pressure on that central bank chairman. That cat left, and you know what they did? They lowered rates. Same thing is going to happen in the United States. The 2020 elections are coming up, and they want the economy to look good. Watch for rates to go lower. That's what's boosting the equity markets. Nothing to do with China trade talks. Hey, how about Trump calling a national emergency? Getting money to build that wall. That should have brought down the markets. It's cheap money that boosted them and cheap money that's bringing them back. Where they're going, what's going to happen, how long will it last? It's in your trend alert. Gold went up. And you know why gold went up? Because interest rates look like they're heading down. The lower interest rates, the more precious that precious metal. Brent crude climbed above $66 a barrel to its highest this year as OPEC led supply cuts, higher than expected cuts by Saudi Arabia. And it's still up in the air because we see faltering growth over there in China and in Europe. But watch out for more quantitative easing. Watch for more money being dumped in to boost the global economy. Monetary Methadone. So, strong dollar, right? Recent data from Europe have bolstered that view. The European Union warned this month the euro is down more than 8% in the past year. Australia's central bank, they were going to raise interest rates. Now they're talking about maybe cutting them. That's why the dollar's getting stronger. The debt load is building up in America, but it's getting worse around the world as you're going to see more and more quantitative easing and lowering interest rates. So even though interest rates in the U.S. are going down, the other currencies are going down too because they're going to more quantitative easing and going to lower interest rates. One fellow says that he bets higher yields in the U.S. will lift the dollar against the currencies of Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. He said he believes the dollar will rise around 5% against a basket of currencies for the first half. It's a global slowdown. The numbers are there. Dry bulk freight rates fall sharply. Not only the rates falling sharply, the Baltic Dry Index, which tracks the cost of moving bulk commodities and is considered a leading indicator of global trade, is down, you ready for this? More than 50% since the start of the year. Read your trend alert. You can see where this is going. It's a temporary boost. It's only been postponed, the economic 9/11 and the recession. How long will it last? Well, we think we know how long. IMF holds talks on possible bailout for Ecuador. Again, one slowdown after another. On to some other news. Waymo ahead in self-driving car testing. Where's the self-driving car testing going? Over the cliff. We don't see it happening. This is a waste of money. I don't know what land they're living in. It may work in rural areas. I don't know what city you're going to see this in, particularly since we've had a population boom from 1.5, 1.7 trillion around there 100 years ago. We've added 6 billion people. You've been to any major cities lately? You've been on any major highways lately? Traffic congestion, self-driving cars, to us, look at your top trends because it's a waste of money. We don't see it happening, not the way they're saying it. From point A to point B, yes, but not self-driving cars. Read your trends journal because to us, this is no more than a lot of
bullshit detected. Take precautions.
Just like those electric cars, using a battery that's invented in 1800. We need a new technology. Hey, you saw what happened when that cold snap hit, right? Cold weather can cut electric car range over 40%. And that's a fact. So, President Trump, national emergency, and to raise money to build that wall. So what do we say about that? Another trend alert. Inept politicians won't solve border crisis. Have a national vote. Let citizens decide. Look at these stupid morons that are running the country and ruining it. They shut down the government before for the longest time in history on this issue. And now it's a national emergency. Let the people vote. Here, look at this. It's very simple. The wall or no wall ballot would be simple, yes or no vote. Yes, I want a border wall that will cost X billions of dollars to build. No, I don't want a border wall, and I am willing to pay X dollars more in taxes for the social needs of each immigrant entering the country. There it is. Simple, black and white. Direct democracy. Oh, we're too stupid to vote. Yeah. Moron Mitch McConnell's much smarter than you. Little Chucky Schumer, that guy got a huge brain. Nancy out of her mind Pelosi. No, maybe little Lindsey Graham. They should speak for you. Direct democracy. Let the people vote, and you could do it with blockchain technology. JP Morgan looks to use blockchain for payments. All right? Blockchain voting and blockchain democracy. We're in the 21st century. If you could transfer trillions and the blocked, once that transfer is made, we could have blockchain democracy. And open to the public so everyone could see the algorithms to see whether or not it's fraudulent. Let the people vote. The system is dead. The republic upon which this nation was founded, long gone. It's a takeover by the mob that morons and imbeciles call Democrats and Republicans. We pay the bills. Let us make the decisions. And what else do we have here? They had a war summit over there in Warsaw aimed at Iran. And Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, when he landed, this is what he said, quote, an open meeting with representatives of leading Arab countries that are sitting down together with Israel in order to advance the common interest of war with Iran, end quote. And then a few hours later, they changed it and said, a common interest in combating Iran. Go back to your 2018 top trends. Market shock, mass murder. We warned of a war building against Iran, and it's starting to happen. Pence was over there. He described Iran as the leading state sponsor of terrorism. And they keep repeating that line over and over again. Hey, how about the United States and its Arab Little League? You want to talk about state sponsors of terrorism. Did a great job over there in Libya, huh? Yeah, how about Syria? The facts are there. The United States supported them to overthrow these countries. And, speaking of terrorism, House votes to pull U.S. from Yemen conflict. But even if the measure cleared the Senate, it would likely face a veto from Mr. Trump. Yep. How about that, huh? Give them bombs, so bombs away at the worst humanitarian crisis on earth that no one's talking about, Yemen. Supporting terrorists? Oh, that's different. Risk of stalemate mounts in Venezuela, nothing happening there. We're bringing democracy there. Oh, yeah, right. But how about this? El Sisi may rule Egypt until 2034 under a broad parliamentary plan. That's right. A military coup by a military guy overthrew the elected government. But that's America's friend. Oh, and thousands of people in jail and thousands murdered during the coup. But they're our ally. They're good. Venezuela bad. Yeah. What hypocrisy. Hey, Pence, you got lockjaw on this one? And then finally, drinking Diet Coke every day increases your risk of dying young. Experts warned. No kidding. Eating ultra-processed foods accelerates your risk of early death, study says. No kidding. You know what they are? Snacks, desserts, ready to eat, or heat meals. Go back to your Trends Journal. Whole Health Healing. And what's one of your top trends for 2019? Ready to explode. The obesity epidemic that keeps growing is being fueled by the junk that people are drinking and eating. This is Gerald Celente, And that's some of today's trends in the news.